Welcome to computer programming in C++. Today we're looking at two-dimensional arrays. In the past we looked at one-dimensional arrays, or just standard arrays. And as a reminder here, an array is using one variable name to access more than one block of memory. So if I do int temp5, this could store 5 temperatures, data type integer, and it would use the one variable named temp to access 5 blocks of memory. That could store 5 different temperatures with location numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to look at two-dimensional array. A two-dimensional array is essentially just an array of arrays. In other words, you can link together these lists. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this into a two-dimensional array. I'll go with a 4 and a 5. I like to think of this as rows in columns. I will set this up. And doing that will give us 4 copies of this set of 5 memory spaces. We're essentially creating a table with a two-dimensional array with both rows and columns. A two-dimensional array like this could be useful if, here for example, looking at a table of information, you might be storing temperatures, high temperatures for a 4-week block, only the work days, Monday through Friday. I conveniently, for myself, numbered the days starting with 0 because that makes it a little easier in working with arrays, but you can always shift to start at 1, something like that. Just be careful when you're writing your program. Also, if my temperatures seem a little odd, where I'm at right now. It is currently 8 degrees Fahrenheit, so this is actually a rather optimistic block of temperatures. Let's look at how I'd enter this in a program. So I'll have a program that will take in, I wish it would stop doing that, a program that will take in information from a user. So I'll keep that table on the side there just as a reference. So I'm going to need 2 counters, one for my row number, one for my column number. I could call them that. I could also go with week and day. I'll do that. It's more descriptive of what's happening right now. These are counters. I'm also going to create this integer array. And we'll tell this computer that's going to have 4 rows and 5 columns. So I'm setting up as an array of arrays, a two-dimensional array. Now, to take in information from a user, I will use a for loop. Let me pause. Okay, I think I got rid of that pop-up message. And my color scheme was apparently too complex. Okay, back at it. So we actually are going to use nested loops. We have an outside loop and an inside loop. One will walk through the week numbers from 0 through 3. The other will walk through the day numbers from 0 through 4. So I'm going to have week start at 0, week, then goes less than or equal to 3, and week plus plus. So whatever's in the loop will happen over and over again for each week that goes by. Well, what do I want to do for each week? I want to take in information for every day. So I'm going to put another for loop inside the first loop. I am nesting loops. Day will start at 0. Day goes up to 4. Day plus plus. Day gets incremented. And then, what do I want to do? I want to ask for input from the user. Cout. enter the temp for day, insert the day number, and week, insert the week number. Period, in quotes, period, \n. And then I got to get the input from the user. There, like that better. And this is going to go in temp, and it's going to go, the first counter is the week, second counter is the day. All right. This should allow the user to type in all these values. So let's save this for just a minute. I'm also going to look at how can we print all of this out. The same shell, in fact, here, I'll do a little copy and paste. On the outside, to walk through the loop, those are going to look the same. And now I'm just going to print out information. Delete. See out. The temp on day. And week. I'm going to need some extra spaces here, I'm realizing right now. It is. And then I access the array again. I go in temp, week, day. And I'll put some quotes, period, \n. All right, let's give this a try. Let's see. Hey, success. And we'll try running this. Enter the temp, day 0, week 0. So what this program now will do is for every week, it's going to run through every day. So it's going to go through week 0. It'll start with temperature for day 0. Now it'll look for temperature for day 1. And then day 2, but it stays on week 0 because we're on our first time through the outer loop, running through the inner loop. Let's see, let's get day 3 in there, day 4, and then it is now up to week 1, and it'll start accepting those temperatures. I will pause that. There, you didn't need to see me type all of those in. Now I have one more to type in, but I have it set in my program to print out the values next. So let's do that. Now, definitely I could do some work with the formatting. You can see it went through and printed out everything we had there. In fact, we could do some formatting, get it to print out in a table, just like this. It might be a little bit easier to read. But we've got it all. Able to cycle through, enter information into a multi-dimensional array, get information printed out of multi-dimensional array. The nested loops work very well for that. By the way, you could do 3-dimensional arrays, 4-dimensional arrays, 5-dimensional arrays, and so on. You just really need to add on another pair of braces here. It's harder to visualize than this table, not harder to work with for your computer.